Hello everyone, it's a boy. Finn loves mapping. Now in today's episode we're gonna do mapping. Of course we're gonna do mapping, but with hexagons. So there's this little game, but well, I like to call it game mode in map chart where you can select war games. But I like pressing the subdivisions like states/provinces. So in today's episode, we are gonna play as the Spanish Empire. It was pretty big. So Spain is going to go against Portugal first. Now they'll do a hexagon movement because they're using hexagons. Now after some negotiation, France sells off these lands to Spain. Spain's just going to expand further into Africa. Tell me what colonies they did have in Africa. I'm going to play as different countries with this new game mode. It's really neat. Don't you like it? Comment if you like it. I might use it more often. Now, after all of the attacking and war, they reach the South Sahara. Now, is this an independent country? Or Western Sahara? Oh, I'm so sorry. Have I gotten my Western and Easterns wrong? Please comment if I did. But as you can see, Spain has pretty much built a pretty big empire. Now, they are gonna go down to French Guiana, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna cause some drama between France and Spain. So, Spain is gonna declare war on France. Now, Italy will join this movement. I don't know why. They just want to get some more land for themselves. Let me just color this in. Purple will be probably an alliance. Does that sound good? Yeah. Italy's gonna help out by conquering all of this. Well, they're not gonna just conquer that, but So they're gonna conquer more coast until Britain's not gonna jump in this because they know better. And as you can see, the peace deal has drawn out pretty good borders. Pretty fair borders. Oh, let me move that. And as you can see, this is a peace deal. Switzerland is asked to join Italy, and Switzerland agrees. This colony is then taken by Spain. As you can see, Spain is building up an empire. Now they are going in Suriname. I haven't heard of this nation before. Must be old or new. And then they're gonna take some more south. Probably how do you say this? Guiana. Yeah, they're gonna take more of Guiana. Brazil, they were too small for Brazil. But now they're gonna go into Venezuela. Now this war is gonna be absolutely crazy. Because, oh my God. Because this is a very big war between Venezuela and Spain. It's probably a really bloody war. So Venezuela or Brazil, after negotiations, Spain officially buys those lands from Brazil, and they agree. So After encircling a lot, strict borders, Venezuela is encircled. They are forced with no food, and basically from there, they head from the southern side and take more and more cities and more hexagons. Should I say hexagons here or not? I don't know. So Venezuela is gonna be split into 3 sectors until Spain fully conquers it. One is the western sector, the middle sector, and the eastern sector, until Spain fully conquers the middle sector. Now, the U.S. wants to join in this war and get some land for itself. So, that's gonna be trouble. Well, no mind. U.S. is gonna probably take Equator. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Comment if I'm wrong. And some of Peru. Also, comment if I should add, what's this? Labels. Now, Venezuela is fully conquered. Spain is absolutely just conquering countries. The United Nations and NATO don't exist in this scenario, just to liven it up. Now, the Philippines are now being attacked by their old. How would you say it? Old leader? By their old colonizer. And the Philippines are. Oh, that's Taiwan. Oh, I'm sorry. And the Philippines are fully conquered. Now, Spain is building up a huge empire. Now they have their eyes set on Colombia. Colombia is probably pretty strong in this universe, I would say. But I don't know. And the Spanish Spanish forces quickly closing the Americans' passage to go in more into Colombia. Now the Spanish swoop in and take all of Panama, and then go into the western side of Colombia, and then the southern side. Colombia's government is failing, and they are split into 2 groups, southern and northern Colombia. But then that is split up, and both of them are split up, and they are eventually all conquered by Spain. Spain is probably rank 5 now, since it's had it all that time to expand. Now they are heading into Peru. Now Peru, I'm pretty sure, has jungles. I don't know though. So Spain is gonna request that the Americans can fight with the Spanish, and America agrees under some conditions. Now, Peru is taken by force. Let me fully color this. And also, which maps do you prefer? The country ones, border ones, or the detailed ones, provinces? Comment below in the comment section. and Peru is fully conquered, giving Spanish access to Chile. Chile is now being declared war by the Spanish. Spain needs to, at least stop conquering all these countries before they get too big. And now Chile is getting attacked by both sides. And basically in the next, let's say, 4 weeks, Chile is taken fully by force. Now, there is the biggest war that is going to happen, the Latin American War. So, after more land discussions, Spain is going to go up into Latin America and reach Honduras. Honduras slows them down a little bit, but they eventually encircle all of the city. Now, they go into Guatemala and take all of Guatemala until they reach their biggest competitor, Mexico. But before they take Mexico, they're going to conquer Haiti, basically the Mediterranean. Well, not, oh my god, I just said them. Well, basically the Gulf of Mexico. Well, yeah, countries. To gain at least a little more power. Now, the war has been brought on, and they are now ready to attack Mexico. They cut off the peninsula and conquer all of it. Now you might think, ooh, this war can't be true, but it's just a what if. Spain is going to go up the coast into more knownable territories. Probably up to here, up this peninsula. Do you know what this is called? I don't know what it's called, but yeah. Spain take probably a lot of territory. They encircle all of this. And they say, hey, you Americans, you can take the rest. We're going to have this part. It has historical value to us. So America agrees and decides to take all of this part of Mexico. Under some conditions. No illegal crossing, which they basically won't do. So now America owns all of this. Hold up. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do something to make it easier. I'm gonna try and color a whole country. Alright. Where's the U.S.? Sorry guys, I am having trouble finding the U.S. D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Here we go. Oh, oh my god. That was a close one. I clicked the wrong one. Whew, thank God I read it before doing that. Here we go. Now you see, we have all of America. Sorry for wasting y'all's time. Mexico, or now this part of Mexico is conquered by all of America. And the rules are simple. Basically, current rules right now. Spain has been building an empire to achieve this moment. This was one of their most important and most valuable goals, to conquer all, well, not all, but basically half of Mexico. They are trying to get their all their colonies back to maintain the new empire that they are building. Now they have their eyes set on Bolivia. Bolivia is gonna be a tough challenge, but after that they conquer how do you say it? I can't say it. But as they attack Bolivia, they're going through several other countries just to conquer the land for later, so they don't have to later. Now, this is a very tough challenge to achieve, but they are doing it because they don't give up. Now, they have it fully encircled all of this land, and after some deals, they buy that from Argentina. Now, as you expect, Bolivia soon falls under the might of, well, the new Spanish Empire. But yeah, it's pretty big now. But they are setting their eyes on Uruguay. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Now, after they conquer that, they have the eye on one of the biggest countries, well, in South America, Argentina. They go down by the coast. They're doing their coastal tactic to conquer all the other, but basically every coastal and dock. So after that, they conquer all of the coast, basically landlocking all of Argentina. Argentina is helpless, and they have no other decision but to give up. Now, after the rules, Argentina officially becomes part of the new Spanish Empire. Now, Spain is going to declare war on, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's been trouble pronouncing a lot of these countries. And I think, hey, he doesn't know that many countries. I do, but it's been a while since I've last studied. Now they have conquered more coastal of Africa, but one of the biggest empires that they are trying to conquer, they're going to conquer, are Brazil. Now, I don't know where the where the Amazon forest is, but you make your own story. I don't really care. So, yeah, they landlock. Well, they encircle this part of Brazil. Brazil is suddenly just attacked by Spain. No, Brazil is helpless, basically. Spain, as always, are doing as they're doing their coastal attack, as always. And right now, they're just trying to reach the more of Southern America, Argentina. But now, sorry, Brazil shows some really, really good force, and Spain starts losing their battle, but they decide, you know what, it'll just be easier if we encircle more territories just for us, then we can fully conquer Brazil for ours. So that's what they do. They achieve the plan. Or they enact on the plan. They conquer all of this part of Brazil. Now, they're gonna cut off this part of Brazil. And then they're gonna go right here. And then encircle this part of Brazil. Brazil has no other choice. All of its might to Spain. Now, this wouldn't happen in real life, but it would have. Now, Spain is going to get a little greedy here and try and aim for the Florida colony. Now, they're going to send some ships here, but they really are going to conquer here. So, they're going to have some battles right here, but while that's happening, Spain fully attacks Florida. Well, not Florida, but now Florida. And they're going to go down by the coast into Louisiana. And then they're going to Mexico is going to, their part of Mexico is going to encircle in real life, what are the borders of Mexico between the U.S. And they're going to fully conquer all of what is now Mexico. Now, this is a pretty huge empire. They probably couldn't have achieved this, but it's just a what if. And they fully meet up with their Florida colony. And as you can see, America is struggling to keep keep all this land. Well, struggling to save all its land. And then Spain decides to go for Western, I believe, United States. And I don't know who the president would be at this time, but they would not be happy. But as Spanish troops move more into the border, the U.S. can't do anything. And hold up, sorry. And they conquer. They have their eyes set on Nevada, which they fully claim for themselves. Now, peace deals are trying to be held right now, but Americans are struggling to keep prosperity, so they fully have to give all the land that Spain has conquered to Spain. Well, at the peace deal, the Spanish government said, hey, we don't like the way these borders look. We gotta at least conquer this much land for it to look good. And America thought it was just an excuse, but America agreed. they gotta take over at least a little more. And Spain has fully, conquered California and Nevada. And they have their eyes set on more of Texas. So, after the peace deals, Texas receded and said, hey, we're part of we're part of the Spanish army. But some of Texas decided, you know what, no, we remain American. Now it is time for the war between Italy and Spain. So Spain are gonna send a lot of troops towards Italy. They are slowed down by the Alps, but they eventually get through it and conquer all of... Would you say that's Corsica? I'm sorry, I can't see. They would landlock all of Sicily. Rome is taken. The whole city is taken. And Switzerland is taken. Italy is basically encircled on all of its side and is fully taken over by Spain. Spain has eyes on every single country every single coastal country in Africa. So they start conquering more and more coastal of Africa, and they do a pretty good mission. But they start to slow down, and no expedition into Africa slow down. Well, basically just pauses for a little bit. They're just trying to maintain their empire and not let it fall at a sudden pace. So, yeah, Spain has conquered a lot of land, and they are aiming for Austria first, and then now southern Germany. But Germany says, hey, we don't like the borders that you, that we have gotten, so you can take all of this. That good. And Spain agrees. And but Belgium and the Netherlands are forced to become part of the Spanish Empire. Spain is now Spain now has its eyes on Vietnam. Now, Vietnam is very troubling because of the forest, but they eventually conquer all of the coast. I can't conquer all of the coast right now because, well, it's in hexagons. And they fully conquer all of Vietnam. Now they have their eyes on Malaysia, and they conquer this bit of Malaysia. I'm pretty sure it's all of Malaysia. Oh no, it isn't. Sorry. Got it wrong. Now, Indonesia is asked to join the empire. Now, after, basically civil war, Indonesia says, okay, we'll join. And there they joined. And after the war with Malaysia, they still go into Southeast Asia. Nothing is stopping the Spanish troops from going into any country. And they basically landlock this part of Southeast Asia. Now you might think, oh my god, how is this even fair to the other nations? Well, I'm gonna do this with basically the nations of the world, like Germany. It's just gonna be a 1 episode series. Well, not forever. It's just gonna be having a turn. After some deals, China sells Hong Kong to the Spanish Empire. Spain has become an empire, well, officially. And they don't know what else to conquer. But they have their eyes set on Algeria. Now, Algeria is basically at a civil war right now. Well, I don't know if it is at the moment, like in real life. But, yeah, Algeria is going to be taken at coast. And fully, well, landlocked. No coast at all. Not anymore. This starves and like basically everyone. Their only trade route is right here in Spain. It finds out that's the only trade route, and they fully take it, leaving Algeria starving, or basically Algerian starving. Now, after some troops evacuated through this country, through Niger, they are now attacking from this part and this part of Algeria. Algeria is soon to be taken, but they don't give up. Now, the Spanish are surprised about the amount of determination in the Algerians. So they decide to take all of Libya. They get a little greedy. And now, as you can see, they are taking a large portion of South Africa for themselves. And they basically landlock all of Libya. And they are going to connect it with and they fully take over all of Tunisia. I think that's what it's called. And then they fully encircle both countries. Now you might think, oh my god, they wouldn't do this in real life. And you would be correct. They couldn't do it. They could probably never do it. Sorry for that comment. I don't know who that is. And now both countries are encircled. And districts are made. Now, sorry. And now Libya is forced to give up, or else they fall. Well, they fully fall. Algeria is giving up a fight. Algeria is basically saying no. But the encirclement tactic from the Spanish are very, very very good. But Algerians are not united. They're divided by religion and divided by whether or not to join or not join the new Spanish Empire. This part fully gives up and decides to join the Spanish Empire. But this part is completely loyal to what is this part is loyal to Algerian culture, but it is very, very bloody. Like, I'm talking more bloody than World War One. I know, crazy. So this encirclement of Algeria is taken. Algeria used to be a big country, but now it's just reduced to a small liminal country. So this part is all country. Well, all of Algeria is so encircled, and as the Algerians are almost about to give up, the last fight goes down, and Algeria is fully taken. Now, that's the end of the video. I'll see y'all later.